Now to the mysterious deaths of Oscar-winning actor Gene Hackman and his wife. 3 days after their bodies were found in their New Mexico home, investigators say tests show that no sign of carbon monoxide poisoning was there.
Gene Hackman, the iconic actor renowned for his compelling performances in films such as The French Connection and Unforgiven, was discovered deceased alongside his wife, Betsy Arakawa, in their Santa Fe, New Mexico residence on February 26, 2025. The couple's unexpected deaths have left both fans and the film industry in profound shock, prompting an outpouring of tributes and a thorough investigation into the circumstances surrounding their passing. Before we start, smash the like and subscribe buttons for more updates. The alarm was raised when maintenance workers, concerned over a lack of response from the couple, initiated a wellness check. Upon arrival, first responders found Hackman, aged 95, and Arakawa, 65, deceased in their home. Notably, one of their 3 dogs was also found dead, while the remaining 2 were alive but distressed. The exact timeline of their deaths remains uncertain, but data from Hackman's pacemaker suggests his heart ceased functioning on February 17th, indicating he may have been deceased for over a week before discovery. Preliminary autopsy reports revealed that Hackman succumbed to hypertensive and atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease, with advanced Alzheimer's disease identified as a significant contributing factor. Arakawa's cause of death was attributed to hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, a rare and often fatal respiratory disease transmitted through contact with infected rodent excreta. Investigators believe Arakawa contracted the virus approximately a week prior to Hackman's death. The couple's dogs played a poignant role in the discovery process. After Arakawa was found collapsed in a bathroom, first responders faced challenges locating Hackman within the expansive property. The surviving dogs, Bear and Nikita, persistently attempted to lead the responders to a mudroom adjacent to the kitchen, where Hackman's body was eventually found. Initially, responders mistook the dogs' behavior as a desire to play, but soon recognized their intent to guide them to their owner's location. The Santa Fe County Sheriff's Department has stated that there were no immediate signs of foul play or external trauma on either body. However, the unusual circumstances, including the presence of scattered prescription medications near Arakawa and the death of one of the dogs, have prompted a comprehensive investigation. Authorities are awaiting further details, including cell phone records and necropsy results of the deceased dog, to fully understand the events leading up to the couple's deaths. The sudden loss of Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa has elicited heartfelt reactions from both the local community and the broader entertainment industry. Nathan Lane, who co-starred with Hackman in The Birdcage, reminisced about their collaboration, highlighting Hackman's exceptional talent and versatility. Lane shared anecdotes from their time on set, emphasizing Hackman's ability to seamlessly blend into comedic roles, a testament to his expansive acting range. Hackman's illustrious career spanned over 4 decades, earning him 2 Academy Awards and leaving an indelible mark on cinema. His portrayals of complex characters resonated with audiences worldwide, solidifying his status as one of Hollywood's most respected actors. Beyond acting, Hackman was also an accomplished author and painter, showcasing his multifaceted talents. His passing signifies the end of an era, but his legacy continues to inspire future generations of artists. The mysterious deaths of Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa have left many questions unanswered. As investigations proceed, the hope is to uncover the full narrative of their final days, providing closure to their family, friends, and admirers. Their contributions to the arts and the community remain cherished, ensuring their memories endure in the hearts of many. The deaths of Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, have sent shockwaves through Hollywood and beyond, raising questions that investigators are still working to answer. While the autopsies have provided some medical explanations, the sequence of events, the unusual circumstances, and the broader implications of their passing continue to fuel speculation. What happened inside their Santa Fe home in the days leading up to their deaths? Could anything have been done to prevent such a tragic end? And how does the loss of one of Hollywood's greatest actors impact the entertainment world? For decades, Gene Hackman was a household name, a figure whose presence on screen commanded attention and whose performances left a lasting impact. His decision to step away from acting in 2004 marked the end of an era for many film enthusiasts. Though he lived a quiet, private life in Santa Fe, his influence remained strong. Now, his sudden passing alongside his wife has left many stunned. Not just because of his age, but because of the unsettling nature of their deaths. At 95, Hackman was one of the last living legends from Hollywood's golden age of the 1970s, an actor whose performances in The French Connection, Mississippi Burning, and Unforgiven were masterclasses in intensity and authenticity. His wife, Betsy Arakawa, 65, was often described as his rock, a calming presence in his later years. Their love story was one of companionship, quiet strength, and a shared desire to remain out of the spotlight. Yet despite their efforts to lead a peaceful existence, their deaths have become the subject of widespread attention. One of the most perplexing aspects of this case is the timeline. If Hackman passed away on February 17th due to complications from heart disease and Alzheimer's, how long was Arakawa alive after his death? The presence of prescription medications near her body suggests she may have been taking care of herself in some capacity before succumbing to hantavirus pulmonary syndrome. However, the rare nature of the virus and the way it spreads, primarily through rodent droppings, raises concerns about how she contracted it. Investigators have examined their home carefully, searching for evidence of rodent infestation. While the presence of hantavirus is not unheard of in the Southwest, it is not commonly seen in urban or suburban areas where homes are well maintained. If Arakawa contracted the virus inside their home, it raises further questions about whether other health hazards existed that could have affected both of them. Additionally, the role of the couple's dogs in this case has drawn attention. The two surviving dogs, Bear and Nikita, were visibly distressed when first responders arrived. If they were present when both their owners passed away, what did they witness? Did they try to alert anyone before the couple's deaths were discovered? The fact that one of the dogs also died raises questions about possible environmental factors, such as exposure to toxins or a shared illness. Speculation has been rampant, with theories ranging from the plausible to the outlandish. One of the prevailing ideas is that Arakawa's illness and subsequent death left Hackman without the care he needed in his final days. Given his advanced age and reported battle with Alzheimer's, it is possible that once his wife was no longer able to assist him, his condition rapidly deteriorated. Without food, water, or necessary medications, he may have passed away in a state of confusion. Another theory suggests that both were exposed to something in their home that led to their deaths. Investigators are considering environmental toxins, carbon monoxide poisoning, or even contaminated food or water sources. While no evidence of foul play has been reported, authorities are being thorough in their examination, leaving no stone unturned. Others have speculated about a darker possibility. Was this a case of a tragic murder-suicide? Though there is no evidence to suggest such an event took place, the deaths of two individuals in the same household under unusual circumstances naturally lead to such considerations. The discovery of scattered prescription medications raises further questions. Was Arakawa attempting to medicate herself due to the effects of hantavirus? Or was she trying to administer something to her husband in his final moments? Hackman's passing marks a significant moment in Hollywood history. Many of his former co-stars and directors have come forward to share their memories, reflecting on his talent, his dedication, and his ability to disappear into any role he took on. Clint Eastwood, who directed Hackman in Unforgiven, described him as one of the most powerful actors of our time, and lamented the loss of both Hackman and his wife. Dustin Hoffman, a longtime friend and collaborator, called Hackman a brother in the craft, and praised his ability to bring authenticity to every role. Younger actors have also acknowledged Hackman's influence. Leonardo DiCaprio posted on social media, calling The French Connection a film that changed the way I viewed acting forever. Christian Bale noted that Hackman's ability to switch between heroic and villainous roles was a rare gift that only the greatest possess. Hackman's decision to retire from acting in 2004 left many longing for his return, but he remained resolute in his choice. In interviews, he expressed contentment with his life away from the industry, preferring to focus on writing and painting. Despite occasional public sightings, he largely disappeared from the public eye, making his passing feel even more surreal. His absence from Hollywood only added to the mystique surrounding him. Many fans hoped he would make a final appearance in a film or at an awards ceremony, but that moment never came. His death cements his legacy as a performer who left on his own terms, never chasing the spotlight and always prioritizing his personal happiness over industry expectations. Hackman's death also brings to light a larger conversation about aging actors and their well-being. While Hollywood tends to focus on youth and new talent, the industry often overlooks its older stars once they step away from the limelight. Many legendary actors face declining health in their later years, often without much public knowledge or support. The circumstances of Hackman's death highlight the importance of proper health care, elder care, and support for aging individuals, even those who have led successful and financially stable lives. It also raises awareness about Alzheimer's and its impact, not just on those diagnosed, but on their loved ones and caregivers. The investigation into the deaths of Hackman and Arakawa is still ongoing. Authorities are waiting for further toxicology results, a deeper analysis of their home environment, and additional witness statements from neighbors, friends, and caretakers who may have interacted with them in the days leading up to their deaths. Their Santa Fe home, once a place of solace and retreat, has now become the focal point of forensic analysis. Every room, every item, every potential clue is being scrutinized to piece together the final moments of their lives. As the world awaits more answers, one thing remains certain: Gene Hackman's legacy will endure. His films will continue to be watched, studied, and admired. His influence on acting will persist, shaping generations of performers who aspire to reach the level of authenticity he brought to every role. His personal choice to step away from fame reminds us that true success isn't just about accolades, but about living life on one's own terms. And yet, despite his efforts to lead a quiet life, the mysterious nature of his passing ensures that the world will continue to talk about him, not just for his extraordinary career, but for the final, perplexing chapter of his life. While the world mourns the loss of Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, those closest to them bear the heaviest burden. Their friends and family, many of whom respected the couple's deep desire for privacy, now find themselves thrust into a media frenzy surrounding their deaths. For those who knew them personally, the focus is not on the mystery, but on honoring their lives and the love they shared. Hackman's two children from his previous marriage, Christopher and Elizabeth, have largely remained out of the public eye, but sources close to the family suggest they are devastated by the loss. Though Hackman's relationship with his children was not frequently discussed, it is believed that they maintained a connection despite his withdrawal from public life. Now, they are left to make sense of his passing, as well as the circumstances surrounding it. For friends of the couple, including neighbors and members of their Santa Fe community, the loss is just as painful. Many describe them as friendly but reserved, deeply immersed in their quiet routines. Arakawa was known to be the more social of the two, often running errands and handling their affairs, while Hackman preferred solitude. Now, those who encountered them in their final months look back for signs, any clue that might explain why their lives ended in such a tragic and unsettling way. Authorities continued to piece together the final days of Hackman and Arakawa, hoping to provide a definitive answer to the mystery of their deaths. With initial reports confirming Hackman's passing due to heart disease and Arakawa's to hantavirus, detectives are now looking into the secondary factors that could have contributed. One of the questions they seek to answer is whether Arakawa's illness directly or indirectly led to Hackman's demise. As his primary caregiver, her incapacitation could have left him vulnerable, accelerating his decline. Investigators are also determining if there were any missed warning signs. Did Arakawa attempt to seek medical attention? Were there calls or messages that might indicate her awareness of the severity of her illness? The toxicology report, expected to be released in the coming weeks, will be crucial in ruling out any unknown substances or external factors that may have played a role. While no foul play is suspected, authorities want to eliminate all possibilities before officially closing the case. Regardless of how the investigation concludes, one thing remains certain: Gene Hackman's influence will endure. His work in film is immortal, spanning decades of unforgettable performances that defined his era. His decision to step away from the spotlight only strengthened his mystique, making him one of Hollywood's most respected and enigmatic figures. As the industry, his fans, and his loved ones process his passing, the focus will eventually shift from the mystery of his death to the brilliance of his life. The films, the performances, and the characters he brought to life will remain, ensuring that his impact is never forgotten. Gene Hackman's passing, alongside his wife Betsy Arakawa, represents the end of a remarkable life, one that spanned nearly a century and left an indelible mark on Hollywood. His career, built on powerful performances and an undeniable on-screen presence, made him one of the greatest actors of his generation. However, unlike many of his contemporaries, Hackman chose to disappear from the public eye after his retirement, making his death all the more shocking for those who still revered him. The mystery surrounding the circumstances of their passing has only heightened interest in their final years. Hackman had not given interviews or made public appearances in decades, and Arakawa, despite her business endeavors and involvement in their Santa Fe community, largely remained out of the spotlight. Their secluded life, once seen as an idyllic escape from the pressures of fame, is now being examined under a microscope. What was intended as a peaceful existence has now become a topic of investigation, speculation, and media fascination. For years, Hackman and Arakawa seem to have created an ideal sanctuary away from the pressures of Hollywood. They were often spotted running errands in Santa Fe, dining at local restaurants, or enjoying their home in the stunning New Mexico landscape. Hackman, who took up painting and writing novels, found solace in his creative pursuits outside of acting. Arakawa, a former classical pianist and businesswoman, was dedicated to maintaining their life together. While some Hollywood stars struggle with stepping away from the industry, Hackman appeared to embrace his retirement fully. He was never one to chase celebrity status, and even during the peak of his career, he often avoided the glitz and glamour of the Hollywood scene. His disappearance from film made each rare sighting of him a cause for excitement among fans. Yet despite his reclusive nature, no one could have predicted that his life would end under such mysterious and heartbreaking circumstances. Now, questions arise about what will happen to Hackman's estate and the couple's wealth, estimated to be worth millions. Their home in Santa Fe, which became their haven, may now become a site of fascination for both fans and historians. As one of the last great actors from the golden age of cinema, Hackman's legacy is expected to be preserved in various forms: tributes from Hollywood, retrospectives of his work, and possible posthumous publications of his novels or personal writings. Legal experts anticipate that his assets, including royalties from his films and books, will be divided among his children and close relatives. Arakawa, having no children of her own, likely had arrangements in place for her portion of the estate. However, with an ongoing investigation, it may be some time before these matters are fully settled. The world will continue to analyze and question the details of Hackman's final days, but ultimately, his true legacy will be measured not by the way he died, but by the way he lived. His body of work speaks for itself, filled with performances that moved audiences, inspired actors, and shaped the film industry for generations to come. Though his passing is a great loss, the memory of Gene Hackman will never fade. His films will continue to be watched, his characters will remain iconic, and his influence will be felt for decades. Gene Hackman was never the conventional leading man, yet he became one of the most compelling actors of his time. His ability to play deeply flawed yet fascinating characters set him apart in an industry that often favored glamour over grit. Whether portraying a morally complex detective in The French Connection, a corrupt sheriff in Unforgiven, or a conflicted father in The Royal Tenenbaums, Hackman brought an authenticity that made his performances unforgettable. His departure from acting left a void in Hollywood. Many actors continue working into their later years, but Hackman's decision to retire at the top of his game added to his mystique. Unlike others who make sporadic comebacks, he remained resolute in his choice, focusing on his personal passions rather than seeking the limelight. As tributes pour in, it's clear that Hackman was more than just an actor. He was a storyteller, a craftsman, and an artist. Though his final days were filled with mystery, his legacy is one of brilliance and dedication to his craft. The world has lost a legend, but his performances and contributions to cinema will endure, ensuring that Gene Hackman remains an icon for generations to come. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, leave your comments below and tell us, What are your thoughts on Gene Hackman and his wife mysteriously dying? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching and see you next time.